Now to another delay in the dispute over school resource officers in Milwaukee Public Schools.
The city says it cannot comply with the judge's deadline requiring officers to return to MPS. The deadline is tomorrow. Stephanie Quirk is here to explain what this means and how we got here. Steph?
Yeah, Ted, Mary, we won't know whether or not the judge grants this motion by the city until tomorrow, but the city says it needs more time so officers can complete training. Now, the parent who filed the lawsuit has a different take.
If they don't have school resource officers in schools by tomorrow morning, by the date that the judge gave, February 27th, then we believe that they are in contempt of the judge's order.
Another possible delay in the dispute over school resource officers in Milwaukee Public Schools.
We can't continue to stay in this in-between phase.
Just a day before a judge-ordered deadline requiring the city return school resource officers to MPS, the city files a motion saying it, quote, cannot comply and needs more time. So let's talk about how we got here in the first place. State law required school resource officers to be back in schools by January of last year, but they weren't actually brought in.
They were ordered to do this a long time ago.
So MPS parent Charlene Abugrin sued the school board and the city. The judge ruled in favor of Abugrin and not only ordered SROs be reinstated by Thursday, but that they enroll in school resource officer training. Now, enroll is the key word there.
We've been asked constantly if they've enrolled in our training, and to this point, they have not.
The city is asking for more time so officers can complete the training, saying it's critical to do so for students' safety and success. Abugrin and her legal team have a different take.
It's just smoke and mirrors that MPS is throwing out to not comply with the law.
Ultimately, it's up to the judge on whether to grant or deny this, and that decision comes Thursday. Now, the court hearing is tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, MPS said in a statement to FOX 6, the district remains ready to implement a school resource officer program as soon as officers are made available. Ted and Mary.
The judge was very clear last week. Get this done by Thursday, or there will be repercussions. So what about these fines? What happens?
Absolutely. That is all playing out in court tomorrow, but we do know he said the possibility of sanctions. So that could be the outcome for this. He was, as you said, very adamant about this deadline of tomorrow, given the nature of this and a year later from January 2024.
So since the city is asking for more time doing the training, what exactly does the school resource officer training look like? I mean, how's this look?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 40-hour training course, and they do these nationwide all over the place. So they actually recently had one in Appleton last week, but just essentially getting the officers in there, working with teens and, getting into the community, not necessarily just officer training, but how to deal with young people.
So they're pushing the deadline. We'll follow up tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. All right. Stephanie, thank you for that.